Hello and welcome to a session of Dark Souls PvP. I'm doing commentary this time for a few reasons. One, I'm using the Lucerne, which is a semi-uncommon weapon, and I have a lot to say about it. Two, I'm using the Leo ring, which is starting to make more of an appearance, but it's still not really there, and a lot of people really don't know how well it works, how it works, and a bunch of stuff like that. Well, anyway, that's pretty much why I'm doing this. Now, right here we've got a Dragon Bro, same one I fought in the last video. He's one of my friends, and in case you couldn't really tell, we kind of fight each other a lot. Like, we're very familiar with each other's playstyle. We're each getting a lot of blocks, a lot of hits. Well, not so many hits, but you know what I mean. You can kind of tell. Now, anyway, here we have some gankers doing their ganking thing. Got a nice little parry right there. And actually, I think that this guy, I'm pretty sure this guy tightens me up a bit. Can't really remember. It was a decent fight, you know. Gankers will be gankers. They're gonna do their thing. He's got a bandit knife as a backup, so he's probably backstab fishing. And that should have been a hit right there. That should have been a hit. And notice how he keeps trying to get on my side, trying to get around me. I got a parry. That's always helpful. Massive amounts of health. That didn't even do half. That's kind of ridiculous. But, oh well. Yep. Yeah, he tightened me up. It is this guy. Yeah, I had a few matches against these two, actually, and pretty much ended the same every time. Can't win them all. So now we've got this mess. That's really all I can describe this as. Now, see that host getting a good amount of damage from the Leo ring from that hit, plus from the Red Phantom who was doing some damage. And I gotta give the host this. He really knows how to run away. He's good at it. And there's his ganker buddy. And the gankers win again. But anyway, you're seeing a good amount of damage from the Leo ring, here and there. Now, the Lucerne. I've got a lot to say about it. Now, I'm not really sure if it's because I'm using a Chaos Lucerne, and I actually do have the stats to use a regular plus 15 one, but I'm lazy. I don't know if it's because I'm using a Chaos one, but it seems like it's not doing very much damage. Like, as much as it should be. Like, I'm pretty much maxing out around 570 with it, as far as the counterattacks. Now, that's not bad, but, I mean, it's not really good either. Now, the problem with this is that, in addition to not getting much damage, it's somewhat slow. Now, I like that parry. Now, it's somewhat slow, so pretty much it's easy to read, and it's easy to parry. Now, since this video, and since my times playing with the Lucerne, I've taken the time, or not taken the time, but finally stopped being lazy and decided to try out the Leo ring with the halberd, and oh my god, it's so much easier to get a counterattack with that. Now, I think it's probably because that it's right bumper R1, whatever you want to call it, attack is a lot faster than the regular swing, hammer, smash, down attack of the Lucerne, but I don't know. Now, I'm going to have another build using the Leo ring and the halberd coming up relatively soon, so I'm going to be doing commentary on that too, because I've got a lot to say about that build. Oh man, all the underrated things that are going on there. Now, actually, I didn't know that you could do this. The Dark Hand can be parried, which I personally think is kind of awesome, and I really want to try doing it on the Dark Wraiths. Now, I don't know if you can, because they're, you know, part of the game, but if you could do it in PvP, I don't see why you wouldn't be able to do it. This guy's got no poise. stun locking him with a rapier. That's kinda... But I get what's coming to me. I missed my parry, and he stun locks the crap out of me. Which, it happens. That's why they need to get nerfed, right? And we've got these two again. So, back here doing their thing. And I actually fought, I think I fought Obese Commando in the first video of this series. And I think I killed him there too, I'm not sure. I don't remember. Either way. It was a good fight, he's a good fighter. And these two are doing ganking right. They take turns, you know, do it honorably, I suppose. And now he's getting somewhat familiar with how I'm doing things. Doing the kick, that's good. But yeah, it's definitely a fun time using the Lucerne. Backup for the rapier, or backup was the rapier because, you know, it's fast to offset that slow attack. And honestly, the fast rolling really wasn't very helpful in my opinion with this build, with the Leo ring in general. Like, it didn't seem very useful, and honestly, the ability to fast roll kind of got me into trouble. Now, I use a green blossom right there, and the host, he thinks I'm healing, so I'm like, what was that? What was that? And if you look at him, he's like, I don't know. So, show him what a divine blessing looks like so he can tell the difference. And here, well, almost here, is where I mess up in this fight. And there it is! Happens to everyone. It's awesome. So, pretty much right after that, I get back in my little world, and I decide to hey. That makes so much sense. And I decide to summon in a guy, because I'm like, hey, I see a red summon sign. Might as well have some fun. Now, here, this guy, he's got an interesting style, and it really threw me off. He just sort of spams away at the attacks. Left bumper, right bumper, left bumper, right bumper. Like, really? And the swing speeds of the two weapons he's using are different, so it's kind of confusing. And it really took me up until pretty much the end until I figured out how to deal with that. But that was definitely interesting. And definitely a decent tactic, but kind of predictable, I suppose. Maybe even just a lucky parry on that would have been enough. But good stuff. Plus the bleed damage build-up, that was great. I mean, really, that bleed damage came fast. So, we're back at it, and we got this guy. See, he got a 388, I believe that was. And I think that was a Leo ring hit. So, it's really not doing much damage because it's a chaos weapon, I guess. You got two things to go through, two defenses to go through, and it's really kind of upsetting. So, right there, took one, then parried the other. I tried to parry the first, but whatever, it didn't really work out so well. Yeah, not much else to say about that. I think he's got some Armor of Thorns on. I don't know. But flipping around, which brings me to another point. What are all these guys gonna do when they get to when the DLC comes out, when they get the DLC? Because you're not gonna be able to flip around anymore. There's gonna be a lot of changes. Now I've got an arrow through my head, no big deal. Just a little brain damage. It's okay. Probably. But anyway, probably with the. What was I saying? It doesn't matter. But yeah, I get killed. I stand back up. She punches me in the face. That's nice. So right here, I was actually helping one of my friends, the same one from the beginning of the video, and a friend of his wanted an item, so I was giving it to him. He summoned us both in. We weren't ganking, don't worry. Not that. I'm not gonna go to start ganking again, because yes, I did used to gank when I first started PvP. I was ganking all the time. I was one of those stupid full havels. Actually, I don't think I ever wore full havels. It was the stone armor. It was the stone armor with the Mask of the Mother and a scythe. That's what it was. And yeah. everyone does it. Hey, I even recorded it, thinking, hey, I'm good at PvP, and now looking back at it, I sucked. That was horrible, but you could see that for yourself in my earlier videos in comparison to now. And I'm still not even that great, but at least better. I'm not flipping around, not wearing such heavy armor, I'm not being as much of a backstab fisher. I mean, I don't really think I backstab fish as it is, but enough ranting about myself. Hope you enjoyed the video, and check out the next part.